So what do you think of the formation of the GPCA and how do you think has it performed so far?
Well, I remarked to somebody whom I met earlier today that in the traditional days the words NPRA and EPCA were more familiar because the chemical industry was in the Western world. Now that the growth regions are Asia and the feedstock security is in the Middle East, it is rightly the scenario in the world that GPCA has become the center of activity. I believe there are almost 800 participants this year, which is almost twice than of last year, and this is higher than what we have ever seen. So from that perspective, this is just the best thing to happen to this industry because the industry is focused in the region where it should be.
What benefits can the GPCA and the GPCA forum bring to the global petrochemicals industry?
Well, as far as, first of all, my congratulations to Chemical Week for organizing something so spectacular, and it's gone up from virtually scratch to such a big event in 2 years. This has taken in the Western world to 20 or 30 years to build over a period of time. So from that perspective, I think we are very, very delighted that this is now hosted in Dubai, which is one of the best hubs in the entire Middle Eastern region. Middle East offers, as you know, large opportunities in feedstocks, energy, and our world of petrochemicals. And therefore, I believe this is the right thing to do in the right geography. And it's as the world becomes flat, as we read in Tom Friedman's book, it is easier to be in the place where the activity is. So this is a good cause for celebration at the end of an excellent year in the petrochemical industry.
Now, analysts have predicted that there will be a downturn and softening in the petrochemical industry starting from 2009 due to overcapacity essentially. What is your view?
Well, I first of all believe that if you look at the analyst industry, they have always predicted the right trends in the past. But the exact nature of the cycle, nobody can predict accurately as 2008 or 2009. You have seen that over the past 3 years, we have had a situation where the chemical industry has postponed the downturn from 2005 to 2006, 2006 to 2007, now 2007 to saying no, not 2008, but in 2009. I think it will largely depend on the economic factors in 2008 more than overcapacity. As you know, the cost of building new plants today in the industry is substantially higher, almost 1.3 to 1.4 times US Gulf Coast in this industry. And therefore, I believe these plants will also require much higher margins to service their capital needs, their shareholders' aspirations, and their service their debt. And therefore, I believe 2009 could be one of the downturns, but it will be a very short downturn, sometimes in 2009 or 2010. I don't think 2009 will be as bad as the industry thinks.
Okay. Now, another thing analysts are saying is that the Asian markets will be able to absorb the excess output from the Middle Eastern capacities. But after 2009, the Asian markets are expected to become self-sufficient. Do you agree with this?
Look, if you look at the petrochemical industry, the industry has become more and more global. But as the industry becomes more global, more and more products are made in the markets where they are consumed. And it's only logical for countries which have large demands to be able to produce their own capacities, and the industry and ultimately even consumption in Middle East and Africa will rise, and therefore I believe that this will not be a big burden to the economy.
Okay. How have the high oil and petrochemical feedstock prices affected the business of Reliance Industries?
Look, if you look at the cycle in general, a high oil price in turn has been able to be, if you look at today, polyethylene prices are close to $1,400. You look at ethylene glycol, and that is $1,700. Look at paraxylene, and it hovers around $900 or $1,000 for most of the year. So industry has been able to pass on most of the feedstock prices, and I believe that the downstream industry is being able to now absorb this. So the industry growth rates continue to be good. To that extent, it has been a very good year for Reliance.
And can you also give us an update on the new olefins plant in Jamnagar?
We have just announced about 1.5 or 2 months ago at the annual general meeting, where our chairman Mukesh Ambani announced that we will do 3 large initiatives in Jamnagar. One will be increasing our paraxylene capacity from 1.8 to nearly 4.3 million tons, which will be a very large aromatics facility in the world. The world has never built such a large facility at one time. We will also be gasifying a large part of our petroleum coke into products that will allow us to start a new chemistry in the petrochemical cycle, and we will be building a very, very large world scale cracker. And all of these projects, ever since they have been announced, you know, Reliance, that we have always been able to beat market aspirations in terms of executing our projects, and we continue to be very optimistic on this.
But
all three of them together will be an outlay of almost $8 to $9 billion.
Okay, and has the high cost of construction or anything affected the budget?
Let me explain that we just announced we are just in the process of executing a refinery, and while the world is taking about double that cost to execute that refinery, we have said that we will be building this in $6 billion, and that remains on track. So we believe that we will be able to do better, and we will be able to meet those targets.
What are Reliance Industries' ambitions in the Middle Eastern region?
We are very, very clear that Middle East offers large feedstock security. I believe that the opportunities on the back of this feedstock will help Middle Eastern region to build value addition and ultimately create job and other opportunities for the region itself. And Reliance will continue to work for opportunities to explore these opportunities in the Middle Eastern region and will not shy away from investments.
Okay. Can you give us an update on the new announced project with GAIL abroad? You know,
as you know, GAIL is a government body that is in the business of transmission of gas, and it also has large petrochemical facilities. I believe as India, we should have one face to the market, and as the global market becomes more competitive. So we have joined forces with GAIL to explore opportunities globally, largely in the West Asian region. To look at value-adding petrochemicals from the gaseous feedstock that region might have. So it makes only logical sense for both of these partners in India to collaborate and bring collaborative strengths so that India can prosper at the end.
Have you identified any specific location?
Not yet. As you know, MOU has just been signed, and we will set up working groups to look into this.
Okay. And one last question. You have recently acquired a few companies in Kuala Lumpur and the other places. So, are you looking for more acquisitions in any specific region?
Let me tell you in specifics. Reliance 5 or 6 years ago was not present except with exports and with offices in any part of the world. We had at that time about 25 offices in different parts of the world. Today we export to nearly 100 countries of the world. And we now operate with manufacturing and other assets in 15 countries of the world. With the strategic shifts that were announced by our chairman Mukesh Bhai in the annual general meeting, we will now look for global opportunities on the back of partnerships and value addition. So we will look at aggressive expansion globally in addition to our opportunities in India.
Okay, in any specific region?
No specific region. We will continue to work across all the regions. You know, we have, you might have just seen a press release, we have done an oil block in Colombia today. We work with the traditional fiber business in the heartland of Europe. We work with petroleum downstream assets in Africa. We have acquired a very large textile integrated polyester company in Malaysia. So it's a whole wide range of geography across our energy and petrochemicals and fibers chain.
Thank you very much.
Thank
for your
you.
time.
All the best.